Welcome back to Tenor Guitar Time. This lesson is for beginners to start creating your own melody lines, improvisations, solos even. Now, I say beginner, but it's really kind of more beginner intermediate. Now, if you haven't learned the arpeggios for the C shape and G shape chords, check that other video down below that says beginner arpeggios G, C, D, because that'll give you the background to the arpeggio notes that we're going to mostly be using in this lesson. All right, so your first tip when starting to make up your own melody line or improvisation is look at your instrument as if it's a drum rather than a guitar with dangerous notes that can be correct or wrong. Where you place the beat, the rhythm of your melody is going to be more important a lot of times than your notes. So let's just take one note from our G major arpeggio. Let's take a note from our C major arpeggio and a note from our D major arpeggio. And let's just play with some rhythm ideas. I'm not going to chart out these. I'm just going to kind of give you some samples for you guys to think of your own, as inspiration for your own creations. So let's see. Here's my looper pedal. So this is a drum right now, but I can play some notes on it. Let's try the G note. C. G. Come into D. G. C. Okay, so that was super simple idea. Now, next tip is pick two notes in each arpeggio and make up a little rhythmic pattern. Go back and forth. Let's see. How about the root note and this major third, and then on the C, and on the D, and on the G. All right, let's mess around with some ideas with those two note patterns. Whoops, that was a C at the end there. It's supposed to be G. All right, so again, less notes could be more. Now, of course, that isn't really a totally satisfying melody line, but it's a start. All right, so now we're going to allow ourselves to use all the notes in this tight arpeggio right here. And on the C, and on the D. So we're going to just use the arpeggio notes, and we're going to kind of visualize that we're asking a question with some of the phrases, and then we're going to answer with some of the other ones. There's the question, answer. All right, let's just try that little question and answer using only arpeggio notes, nothing extra. Another tip for making your own solos is, this is what is used like all surf music and blues, a lot of this music, the composer will do a pattern that fits with one chord. They'll do the same pattern when it goes to a new chord. So that kind of gives our thematic harmony, which we find satisfying. And then after you kind of get the theme going, then break the theme at the end. So let's try that. Our next tip is, let's add notes of the G major scale along with those arpeggio notes of the G major, C major, and D major. Now, G major, C major, and D major are in the G major scale. There's no doubt about it. It's the 1, 4, and 5 position. So any G major scale note that we play should be good no matter what chord we're playing. However, there may be some notes that sound more resonant. Some may sound a little dissonant, like, for example, well, anyway, first of all, let's go over the G major scale notes down here in the first position. So open G, A, B, C. Open D, E, F sharp, G. So that's your first one. the higher octave is G, open A, B, C, D, open E, F sharp, G. So we're gonna mix in some of those notes with our arpeggio notes. So it'll open up our melodic options a lot more. Let's try something again. All right. And that's infinite, right? You could do that for eternity and never run out of options. Another tip is to, besides your basic major scale, identify your major third from your root notes in each of the arpeggios. Now, if we want our song is a happy song, we want to play the major third or emphasize it. So you should be familiar. I don't mean to should on you. It might be a good idea to familiarize yourself where that third can be found. So 2 steps up from the root note is our major third. Or when we're in this G shape and C shape chords, it's where your first finger is. So here's our major third for our G note, for our C, for our D. Or if you want to go up the neck, from our G, from the C, and from our D. So let's practice around focusing on the major thirds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give you lots of samples to listen to of me going around. The more you learn, the more you learn, the more you learn, the more you learn. Let's keep practicing. Thanks for joining me on Tenor Guitar Time. I hope I gave you some ideas to start improvising and creating your own melody. Keep practicing.